They shut down. Every street I went down, they shut. I guess they're doing all the construction for all the new projects.
Well, you're coming from the other side, yeah.
From Bayswater, yeah. I never thought I needed a ways to get home from Bayswater. I mean, I survived it. I was like, okay, can't go here, can't go there. Okay. Tomorrow, before we do it, let's do some. Do we want to do any earlier tomorrow night? I just know the island gets wiped out after fasts. Rabara, not the working people, but the people that are. Is there any preference to do it earlier, like 8-ish or something?
Yeah, I mean, the time you'll be finished with supper
Or
before
7.
Yeah. I'm in for that.
Anybody else? Anybody else against? Where's Landau? We know his vote.
I don't know why you asked where he is. He's for sure here.
Is there anyone else that cares to speak?
Forever. I mean, should we just? What time is the fast over?
What's the choices? What are the choices?
Whatever, any time in the evening. It doesn't have to be so late. Tomorrow night, a lot of people come home early. Those that are fasting,
100%.
and then people get wiped out. Fast is over at 5:30, so 7:30. Let's go for 7:30. Yeah, 7:30.
Fine, Beseda, yeah.
Sounds good.
Fine.
Okay, Aaron, the Gabbai, the Kayan. We have to use the
Jacob,
Kayan.
my flight's taking off from Miami at 7:59, so I was very happy with 7 o'clock.
You want to do 7 o'clock?
No, but don't do it for me. I'll figure it out.
Promise
I'm fine
it's a
with
long
7.
daf.
I
Tomorrow's
think
daf
we
is
could
long.
do 7 for you.
So long, but it's an easy daf, no?
Uri,
No,
Uri,
it's not.
invite,
No, actually-
Uri, invite Aaron.
One
for
second.
the break-
Wait,
for the
everybody-
break fast for you.
Everybody did Megillah, at least the first, you always started on Purim time. You may not finish it, but the first block, I think everybody, did it at some point in their life. It should go fast.
Well, so you want to skip it tomorrow? What do you
Don't want to skip it. It should go fast.
I figured this one out. You can go on the plane. You can go on Shir on the plane.
How do you do that?
As long as there's Wi-Fi, I'll tell you later. You can.
Yes, Elio did it.
I did it.
Okay.
So what do you want to do? 7:15 instead?
No. So keep it 7:30. It's fine.
I don't care. I could do 7 o'clock. It doesn't make a difference to me. I don't care. Whatever the island wants.
Do not do it for me. We'll figure it out.
Gershon Russell just joined. So Mazel Tov, Gershon. We finished the Masechta Shine. Mazel Tov.
Okay,
If it
so
makes a
nobody
difference,
has.
I vote for 7. But if whatever.
Okay, you know what? So let's do a pshara.
I vote for 7 too.
We'll do 7:15. How's that? Unless everybody has 7, I'm fine with 7 too.
7 works for me. It's no difference.
Anybody anti-7?
When is this for? 7 for when?
Tomorrow night.
Just tomorrow, because the post Taanis, people, it's tired. Okay, 7 o'clock it is. That's all. 7 o'clock. 7
It should
o'clock.
be a relatively quick one anyway.
Oh,
Yeah, we got to get you a gavel.
Someone's on my side. Someone's on my side.
Megillah.
That's a big mistake. Big mistake.
Parents, you can make another siyum tomorrow night after the first of Megillah. You'll make another siyum.
Byron, I usually break my fast on schnapps, so
I hope
don't need to
so.
see it.
I hope so. I hope you do.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go. Okay. So 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. If there's enough people that want to do it later, we'll do another one later. We could do another live one later. Okay?
Multiples. Look at that.
There you go. As long as you have ice cream in between or something.
Just play the recording and sit there.
That's true. But then you don't get to scream at your fellow friends. That's the only problem.
Wait, it's Tuesday tomorrow.
So
Ice cream.
therefore-
That's the ice cream. The comment with ice cream.
I hear you.
That's totally.
Okay, so we're on the 2 dots.
This
yeah?
guy-
Okay.
I don't even think that Reb Chaim Shmulevich died to have it so sharp on this daf that it's like, like Reb Chaim is still here.
I hear. All right, let's go. Yeah, so 2 dots. Yeah, Rabbi Yehuda Mechai b'kfiyas hamita. Yeah. So now kfiyas hamita, it's an interesting thing that people Avelim don't really do it nowadays, much less to do it on Tisha B'Av, right? Where you're supposed to turn over the beds, right? And not because that shows a siman of Avelis. So Tanya, According to you, if everybody has to turn over the bed, right? So it's mamash what we were just discussing in the kitzur shir. So pregnant women and nursing women, what's going to be with them? That meaning, if you turn over the beds, that means everybody has to sleep on the floor. So what's going to be with them? So he said to them, I only said it with people who are able to do it. If you're not able to do it, so then it's not negeya, so then it's no problem, right? So, and this question gets asked a lot on Tisha B'Av. A woman's nursing the baby, a pregnant woman, they have to go sit on the floor. It's difficult, so they don't have to. Rabbi Yehuda's ma'adir chacham, you're not able to. But they're ma'adir where you are able, right? So it sounds like then everybody agrees with each other. Givaldik, right? Rabbi Yehuda's ma'adir at the chachamim that you don't need to turn over the beds if you're not able to. And chachamim ma'adir Rabbi Yehuda that you should turn over the beds if you're able to. So then what's the machlokes in the Mishnah? So my beinayu, what's the difference between them? Beinayu shar mitas, the other beds in the house, meaning the beds that you're sleeping in yourself. Okay, so then they both agree that you should turn it over, right? But what about the other beds in the house that nobody's sleeping on? So that's a machlekes. It's not just your own bed, meaning it's not just about not sleeping in a bed to show avelus. It's about showing that the whole house should have like this, I guess, this aura of avelus. That means every chair and every bed should be turned over.
Like
So
the
that's
opposite
a
of
machlokes. That's a machlokes Rabbi Yehuda and the Chachamim, whether all the other beds should be turned over or not. What are you saying?
I'm saying you're supposed to have all the beds in the house made on Shabbos, even the beds you're not using.
Right, true. Joy, you want to say that that's a raya to that shita? Okay, interesting. Fine. So Amar Rabbi Hilchasa Kitana Didon. The halach is like our Tana. The loy hoydul lechachamim kol ikar, but the chachamim were not moeded him at all. Right. So basically, he's saying that the halach is that that you should turn it over, right? Meaning entice. See this, the entice, second entice down. Halach Tanakama v'loy hoydul lechachamim pirush shein tzarich lichves hamita, that you don't have to turn over the beds. And nowadays, and this is why we don't do this anymore. Nowadays, that we're chayshish for kshafim, which is how do you call it? Witchcraft, right? Even by an oval, we don't do kviyas amita. So that's one of those interesting halachas that because of kshafim, whatever
We're
that
still
means,
worried about shafim nowadays?
I don't know. You'd think that nowadays we should turn them back over because we're not really worried about them. But yeah, fine. So Amar Rav Shimon, let's see. There was no Yom Tif like Chamisha Asa B'Av and Yom Kippur. So Bishlam Yom Kippurim. So why Yom Kippur is great? Why is it great? Bishlam this Slicha Mechila, which again is Negeya tonight, right? That's what a fast day is all about. The Slicha Mechila. Right, so it's contrary to popular belief. Yom Kippur is a happy day because you get Slicha Mechila. Yom Shenitnu by Luchas Achronis, and it's also the day that the Luchas Achronis were given, which is really where Yom Kippur comes from. Right, it's interesting the way the Gemara does that. Right, if you go with the calculation, that was 40 days after.
So they should have those people should have the birthday party on Yom Kippur.
You know what? The groups in Shul might be the equivalent, but I don't want to go there. The Landau, we ain't gonna. Right? I don't know what the groups in Shul in Kippur. Yeah.
I think that's why the Gemara doesn't put a vav. It's the same thing. Oh, you're
saying it's not a second thing.
Gave the luchas.
That's very good. I like that shot. See, I thought I was teaching it as it's two different things. It's Yom Kippur, Slicha Mechila, and the day. But Gershon's right. It doesn't say Vih. It just says it's Yom Kippur, and it's the day that Hashem gave the Luchas Shniyas, right? So yeah, very good, very good. Ella Tuba of Mahi. What's Tuba of all about? Right, the 15th of Av. Why is that a Yom Tif? And it's we don't say Tachnun not on Erev Tuba and not on Tuba of itself. Some of you are Mashmuel. Yoim Shehutru Shvatim Lavei. It's the day that the Shvatim became mutter to marry each other. Right? Because what happened? That by the Nachalas, what we but the B'leis Tzlavchad, right? So a girl can theoretically inherit a father. And if that girl goes and marries another Shevet, then and she got land from, let's see, meaning each Shevet got its own section of Eretz Yisrael. And if you have a girl who inherits her father because there's no son, then that girl goes and gets married to a different Shevet. Now all that land is going to shift into the other Shevet's property, and then it's going to mess up all the boundaries of Eretz Yisrael. So they asked it. They asked them to marry, but on Tu B'Av, the Chachamim decided that it's mutter. So the Gemara says, "My daughters."
Is this because Ksubas D'Rabbanan? This would be Nechsei Tzayin Barzel. It would go back anyway.
Right. So maybe in the middle there would be a problem, and then it could get forgotten. That's why I understand it. I don't know if I'm right, but that's what I understood. Meaning in the middle, all of a sudden, that she's married for 30 years, 40 years, and then the kids then, Yerushas, where there's a will, there's a relative, right? And then, somebody comes and says it's really mine, and then everything gets messed up. But then they took it back. My daughters, what did they darshan that they took it back? This is the thing that Hashem told the B'nai Tzlachah. Only this thing that they told B'nai Tzlachah that they can't marry out is only that generation. But the next generation would be allowed to marry out, even to marry others, and they weren't concerned for the land shifting over. Right? Either way, the land after 50 years goes back. The truth is, to whoever. Okay. So Amar Rav Yosef, Amar Rav Nachman. So that's the first. Yeah.
I heard the pshat. Why does that make it the biggest Yom Tov in Klal Yisrael? I heard a pshat this years ago. Because until that point, there were 13 ways of Avodas Hashem. Each Shevet had its own way, and Ephraim and Manasseh would too. Once they allowed the Shvatim to marry into each other, there's now infinite ways of Avodas Hashem.
Why? Because you have different styles.
The different Messiahs mixed now. Yeah.
I think they say that about the last Gemara in the Masechta. About different with the circle with the Chachamim, that each Chacham has a different way of doing it. Okay, very good. Okay, so Amar Rav Yosef, Amar Rav Nachman. Yom Shehuta Shevet Ben Yamin Lavai Bekahal. It's the day that they allowed Shevet Ben Yamin to come back into the Kahal. As the Olam knows that famous story of the Pilegesh Begiva in Shaiftim, where the Shevet Ben Yamin went after her. As a disaster of a story, whatever it is. So all the Shvatim said that they're not going to allow anybody to marry into Binyamin. But then they took it back. Shenever Ishi saw Nishpa b'mitzvah, and everybody, all the Yisraelim swore in mitzvah, Lemar Ish mimenu layitain bita leBinyamin laisha. Nobody should give their kids to Binyamin as a wife. Right? And then on Tu B'Av, they said that only the ones that made the Shvuah are not allowed to do it, but everybody else in Klal Yisrael is allowed to marry Binyamin. My daughters, what was it? Dardrasha? It's from us and not from the kids. So only those that actually made the shvuah, not their children. Yeah? What are you saying?
I mean, you don't have to talk about it if you don't want, but Eretz Yisrael is 8,550 square miles.
85.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 600,000 people, 600,000 families. How much land did they get?
Well, was it 600,000 families or a few were part of each family?
No, 600,000 men.
Okay, we'll say, but they could be had sons. I hear. So you're saying it's not too much?
No, it's not. I don't know. I'm not a mathematician.
I don't know.
So that doesn't sound too much.
Where's Akiva Stolberg? Yeah, I don't know. Enochanami, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, so let's see. So that's two reasons for Tuvav. Third reason, Amar Rav Yochanan Yomsha Kalu by Mesei Midbar. That's the day that the Mason from the Midbar stopped dying. Meaning after the Meraglim, so the Einish was that everybody was going to die before they got into Eretz Yisrael. So they stopped dying on Tuvav. The Amar Mar, Achale Kalu Mesei Midbar, until the people from the Midbar died. Moshe, Hashem did not speak to Moshe. Right? Shenemar vayikasher tamu kalanche l'chama lamas vayidaber Hashem Elai. Once everybody died, then Hashem spoke to Moshe. Elai haya hadibur, that it was to me. To me, Hashem spoke to me. Right? Yeah. So meaning face to face. Right? He did. There was communication between Hashem and Moshe, but just not to face to face. Okay, so that's the third reason for Tuvav. Ula Amar Yom Shabitul Hasheya ben Ela Proistios. Right? I'm not. Did I say Yeshua? Yeah. Did I say Yeshua? Hasheya ben Ela Proistios. That's when Hasheya removed the police. Right? This is another story that's not so great about us. Right? What happened? We had this a few times in the last couple of weeks. Ala Drachim, Yeravam ben Navat. So he was when the what do you call it? The Aseret Ashvatim, right? So they went up against Rechavam. Yeah. So what they want to do is they wanted to make a separate Yerushalayim. So what he did was Yeravam ben Navat put up blockades to block anybody from getting to Yerushalayim, and then they would just have to end up going to, I don't remember the name of the city, to go to where he was. Shalayalu Yisrael l'regel, so that Klal Yisrael would not be able to be oil l'regel. Ba'amar, and he said, Leiza sheyirtze yalu, and then so Hasheya, who was no tzaddik, right? Rashi says he was a Rasha, but he said he took away the blockade. And he said, whoever wants, everybody, he gave free choice. You can go whichever place you want. You can go to Yerushalayim, or you can go to it was Beis Kel, right? I think so. Whatever it is. Yeah, so he was mavatal them. So that was also a big simcha because people were able to go up to Yerushalayim. Fine. Fourth reason. Ramas Namar Yom Shenidnu Haruge Beita L'Kfura. That's the day that Haruge Beita were given for Kfura. Right, meaning that's the story when the Romans wiped out Beitar, and they had the bodies were just laid there, nobody could bury them, and the nace was that they didn't decay, the body stayed regular, and right. The day that the Haruge Beitar were given to bury, Tiknu b'Yavna hatoiva ametiv, they were masakin in Yavna the bracha hatoiva ametiv, hatoiv shelo yisrichu. Meaning, Atoiv HaMeitiv means Hashem is good and He does even better, right? So the Toiv is that they didn't decay. HaMeitiv shenitnu l'kfura. So it was a double goodness from Hashem. So that's when they were masakin the bracha Atoiv HaMeitiv. What does that mean? Look at the top toises, important toises. Tiknu b'yavna Atoiv HaMeitiv. Pirish b'birchas hamazon, right? The fourth bracha birchas hamazon, right? Right after Uvenei Yerushalayim. It's Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam Hakel Avinu Malkeinu Adonai Ba'areinu Galenu, right? Hameitav Hakol. How does it go? I should know this, right? Whatever that bracha.
Uheitav umeitav uyeitav lam.
Right. Umeitav right. So that's called bracha of Hatoiva Meitav. Right. So Pirish says Taisis Pirish Birchas Hamazon Shumachi Tiknu Yoiser Ala Yayin Hatoiva Meitav Tvei. Then there's another time where you do Hatoiva Meitav, and that's on Yayin, right? Where if you're drinking wine, and then somebody comes in unbeknownst to you and brings in a better wine, then you make hatoiva meitiv, right? So you do it on wine. It's as if they were in a vineyard and nothing decayed, right? So basically, from the Haruge Beitar is where this bracha of hatoiva meitiv came, and that's where also if somebody gets something new, let's say you get a new article of clothing, so you make shechiyanu. Right, but if it's going to be used by multiple people, like a man and a wife, or somebody with their kids, or partners or this and that, then you make hatoiva meitiv because it's good for you, and he does even better for whoever else it is that is going to be benefiting from the bracha. So that all comes. That comes from the haruke beta. Fine. What are we now on the fifth reason? Fine. Next, fifth. That's the day that they had to stop cutting the keys. The trees. They stopped cutting the trees for the base for the marachas for the Beis Hamikdash. Right? What does that mean? One second. Right, so it's the day that they stopped cutting the wood, and that was a Yom Tiv because now they finished the mitzvah. Yeah, yeah. Because what does this mean? So Tanya, yeah. So some say Ditanya, Rabbi Eliezer Hagadol, Aimer Mechamisha Ba'av Be'elach Toshish Kaifer Shalchama. From the 15th of Av and on, the sun gets weaker because that's when the summer starts going out. And they no longer would cut wood for maracha, lefishain and yavation, because then it wouldn't be dry. Then it wouldn't dry properly. Meaning when you cut down the trees, so it's alive. So you have to make sure that it dries. So in the middle of August, which is usually when Av is, so then the sun is strong and it dries it up. And then Rashi says there's going to be no worms. But after that, the sun's not strong enough to dry the wood. So therefore they don't take it because it's going to be wormy. And you're not allowed to have wormy wood on the Beis Hamikdash. So that's why they were very happy on Tu B'Av when they finished cutting all the wood for that year. So Rabbi Nashi v'karule yoim tvar magol. That's the day that they break the magol. Is the how do you touch a magol? A magol is usually a sickle, but it has to mean whatever. It means they don't cut with a sickle, so it has to mean sort of like a saw
Axe.
or an axe or something. Yeah. So that's what we call Mikan ve'elech to Moisif Yosef, right? So anybody who adds on night to his day, Udaloi Moisif Yei Osif, and if you don't add on, then Yosef means you're going to be gathered in, meaning you're going to pass away. Tanar Yosef Ma'i Osif, what does it mean gathered? Amar of Yosef Tikvareh Ime, his mother is going to bury him, which Rashi says means he's going to die young. There's a scary thing here because some of the points can bring this down. That meaning what this means here is because the night starts from Tu B'Av, Be'erech, give or take, the nights start getting longer and the days start getting shorter. So therefore, there's less to do at night. So like Rashi says, you should be Isaac more in Torah at night because the nights are getting longer. So therefore, you have to start being Isaac and Torah at night then. And if you're not, then Chas v'Shalom could be bad things. Right? That's what the Gemara is saying. So this is brought down. I forgot what it's negeya to. I once texted this out and I got a lot of bad flack on this. That you're supposed to start learning more on from Tu B'Av and on. But I don't remember exactly what it. I mean, that's what they bring. The Pais can bring that. Yeah. Meaning what Moisef here means you're adding from the night on to the day. What are you saying? No?
I thought it might have been lace related.
Oh, no. Okay, right. So then the next part of the Mishnah is that's the Tu B'Av is when they went out dancing in Tu B'Av and Yom Kippur. Shaban B'nai Yerushalayim. So Taner Rabban, right? And everybody borrowed clothing from each other. So Taner Rabban, Bas Melech Shayelis Mi Bas Kohen Gadol. A daughter of a king will have to borrow clothing from the daughter of Kohen Gadol, right? Who is less? She's less of a madrega. Yeah. And again, it's not to embarrass. The Mishnah says not to embarrass anybody. Fine. Bas Kohen Gadol mi Bas Gan. The Bas Kohen Gadol has to borrow from the assistant, which is also everybody has to go down in a madrega. Ubas Gan mi Bas Meshuach Melchama. And the assistant kohen has to borrow from the temporary kohen, Meshuach Melchama, who's only appointed for the wars. Right? Ubas Meshuach Melchama, Ubas Kohen Hedjit. And everybody in Klal Yisrael borrows the clothing from each other. That's again, this is the nice clothing for the girls to take to dance so that they get a shidduch. So that they shouldn't embarrass anybody who didn't have clothing. Now, that can't mean it didn't have clothing. It just means that didn't have nice clothing, right? I mean, I'm not exactly sure how this worked, right? It just sounds like it was like a grab bag, so nobody could possibly dress the way they wanted, right? It was almost like having a uniform, like the girls' schools have uniforms. Is that the lumdus behind the uniform? Right? mean,
I
that's
heard today. I heard today Pshat was because not to make anybody feel bad.
Yeah, that's what it is. And not making it, but how's it making anybody not feel bad? If you're a queen,
everybody has to borrow from Yenim.
I'm saying so. If you're a
Because they're
daughter
all
of a
equal.
king,
They're all equal. No.
right? But I'm saying, but if you normally dress like your father's a king and you dress like that, and you have to go borrow somebody lesser than you's clothing.
That's the raya. The grass is always greener. No.
I don't know. Are they happy about this? Or are they sad about this? No. I don't know. I just don't understand clearly what. I mean, they just wanted everybody borrowing from each other, so therefore
it's not such a step down.
I mean, to go from the Kohen Gadol to the
If the king's daughter had to borrow from the lady who cleaned the bathrooms, then I would understand. But what big deal? So it's one step down. That's all it is.
Right. Okay. Okay. Maybe, but
the Kohen Gadol is the richest Kohen. So how far was he from the king? You know.
Right, but it's to be. It's. I'm saying when it says Kidei Shalei Yizbayish is Misha Ein Loi, not to embarrass somebody who doesn't have. Right. So he doesn't have clothing or doesn't have nice clothing. The chayr has to be. Not, I guess not. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure which way it goes. But either way, it's to put everybody in one in achtas. Yeah, because it doesn't say who goes. Who gets the kohen's clothing? I'm sorry. Who gets the daughter of the melech's clothing?
The bas Kohen Gadol.
No, I don't know about that.
Nobody got it. Nobody got the bas melech.
Yeah, that's that for a fact, Gershon.
That lechayr would be usher anyway. Big day malchus. From Esther. Yeah, it's all big day malchus.
I hear. Okay, I don't know.
What's big day malchus? What are you talking?
The daughter.
His 12-year-old daughter's Prada dress is big day malchus.
Yeah. I don't think is this Davka. The bas melech has to borrow from the bas kohen gadol, or that's the least.
I don't know. That's also could be.
If she's really lishma, she can go borrow from anyone. It doesn't.
Yeah.
The whole point is how lishma is it going to be? The very least is it has to be from there.
I hear. I don't know. It's. I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, let's see.
Everybody was the same size.
No, that now for that you go for tailoring. It doesn't say you can't go for tailoring for 4 weeks straight before.
And then are you giving it back to them, or you're never giving it back to them?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question. These are good questions. I don't know. Can you put on accessories? Okay, well, now it's already getting it's honest. Okay, I don't know.
Rashi adds in the end, Shalei levayish hashay elis she'ein lo.
Who adds that?
Rashi.
That's the vav.
No. Just the one who borrows because she doesn't have. She doesn't get embarrassed now because everyone borrows.
Where's the Rashi? I can't find
it. Well, that's Pashut Pshat.
Bas melech.
Yeah. Where is it? Which Rashi are you talking about?
The last words of Rashi the Ramaskel bas melech.
Oh, bas melech by bas melech. So it means basically it's all, as long as everybody, according to that Rashi, what you're saying, as long as everybody borrowed, that's enough. As long as it's not your dress, that's enough. So you could end up with a way better looking dress, as long as it's not yours. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so let's see weiter. They all needed tefillah. All the clothing needed tefillah. Some Rebbe Lazar, even if it was folded up and put into a box, it's still needed tefillah, meaning in its pashut that it didn't need tefillah. Why should it become tummy? I mean, we're worried that a girl's a nida, so it's going to make her clothing tummy, right? So even once it's in a box, which is clearly not tummy, it's not a problem, right? I mean, it's meaning it has to be toivel, which I don't understand. And let's say a girl was a nida during this time, then what happened? She wasn't eligible for the shidduch. I'm saying she couldn't do the dancing.
Why not?
Yeah.
Who said that? Where do you see that?
No, I'm saying, so what's the point of toiveling when half these girls were nidas, maybe were nidas anyways? Why got to toivel it in case just for the ones that are not nidas? I'm saying, why did it have to be like that? Why can't it be like if the one who's borrowing the dress from the other says, hey, by the way, are you a nida? I'm not a nida. Can you toivel it? No?
It's part of the same thing. Shalei Levayish.
What's the busha? Everybody's borrowing anyways. I don't know. I didn't understand this. Okay, let's see if it's getting a little late. Right. B'nai Yisrael Yatzis v'Chalis b'Kramim. So the B'nai Yisrael went out. I'm going against Gershon here and say they danced in the vineyards. Okay, they danced. That's the taich. The taich is that they danced. I don't care what Litvisha. I don't know how you want to spin it, Litvish or not. It means that they danced. The women danced in the vineyards. Yeah, Tana. And we learn Misha Ein Isha Nivne L'Sham. Somebody who doesn't have a wife would go there, and you go on Yom Kippur and on Tu B'Av, and you go find yourself a wife from the ladies that are dancing in the what do you call it? In the vineyards. Fine. Right. So meaning each one of the different types of women would say something else to the men. So Tana Rabbanan. Also Shver Gemara. Yaf Yufais. The pretty ones, what would they say? Give your eyes to beauty. You have a wife for the looks. And I don't know how that fits with nowadays that every guy that's dating, their rebbeim tell them it's not all about the looks, blah, blah, blah. It's okay, it's negative Gemara. Shine. That's okay, that's okay, but that's what the Gemara, that's what they said. The one that had yichus, what they say, put your eyes to family. A woman, the woman's not for looks. The woman is to have your kids. And if you're going to have good kids, then you go with the yichus. Right? Fine. And the ones that were the ugly is the literal translation. What they say, take your wife l'shem shamayim. Right? Do it l'shem shamayim. Yeah, whatever that means. Ubelvad, this next three words I mamish don't understand. This is the ugly girls they have nothing going for them. So what do they say? Marry me l'shem shamayim. Fine. Ubelvad, now they're giving tnoim. Ubelvad, as long as you buy us jewelry. 1 second. Are you trying to make a sale over here and you're putting strings attached? Right? Right. Rashi says, after we get married, you have to give me tachshitin. So now Rashi understands it, and then Rashi says that this has no shaykhis to the line before. Meaning they're saying 2-7, you got to put like a period there. They say, take us l'shem shemayim. We're ugly, take us l'shem shemayim. Then they said, but then there's something else that you have to give us nice. We'll marry you anyways, but please buy us nice jewelry afterwards, right? Okay, okay, it's whatever. It's hard to understand. I checked it in the art scroll. They bring El Yerabah, which I was supposed to look up and I forgot. Right, that he says that putting on jewelry can make an ugly girl look pretty. Meaning, basically, you can have an ugly girl, and you put her on makeup, you put her on jewelry, and then she'll look nice. So that's what they're saying.
Do the marriage, l'shem shemayim, the mitzvah, to be makabel, be makayim the mitzvah, that's l'shem shemayim. You want to be happy, you better get us some jewelry.
Well, basically, yeah, right. That's exactly according to the El Yerabah, the way this arts. I have to look up the El Yerabah. That's the way. Yes, that's exactly how it's.
So he's getting jewelry for himself, really?
Isn't that the way it goes? You're buying jewelry, you're really buying it for your wife, or you're buying it to survive, or whichever way you want to say it. I'll leave it to parrots. I'll leave it to parrots.
There's an El Yerabah right before that he quotes also for Kufumi Kasam L'Shem Shemayim. He says it's for Yira Shemayim, not to be Mikabel. You know what says L'Shem Shemayim. It's that these girls are going to get you to put thought into Yira Shemayim.
Why?
I don't know. That's not that he doesn't say. Just that's what he puts.
Okay, why would they give you Yira Shemayim? Okay, I don't know. Okay, interesting.
Yaakov,
that's what they're saying. I mean, that's their
jewelry. This is what I tell them. So you want me to show you Gemara? You're admitting you're ugly? Fine, then you can go get jewelry.
I hear.
Which wife do you say that to, parrots?
No, I said the girls in my life.
Oh,
my
I was
wife.
just wondering.
Number 2 or number 3?
Parrots, what happened to all the group of all the girls with personality?
Yeah, right. Yeah, those you don't. Nobody's gonna go for them. I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
No,
fine.
so Yaakov, excuse me, maybe he gets Yira Shemayim because now his wife is more attractive, so he won't look at other ladies, even though his wife is ugly.
Because he bought what? Because he buys jewelry.
Yeah, so if you're saying,
together.
He said the El Yerabah says makes him more attractive. So
okay, you've taken the 2 El Yerabahs, put it together. So maybe that's okay. Maybe I hear. Okay, weiter. So Amar Ula Bira Parrots. This is as much the song of the daf as you'll ever get.
Saw it, Yaakov. I said, man, this is like just song of the daf. And I never look ahead, guys. Just telling you guys, I never go ahead.
Amar Ula Bira. Yeah, Amar Rabbi Lazar. Aser HaKadosh Baruch Hu Lasos Machal LaTzadikim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to make a circle for tzadikim. V'hu Yoshe B'neihem, and Hashem is going to sit big Gan Eden. In Gan Eden, he's going to sit in the middle of the circle. Right, and every person is going to show with his finger. Each tzaddik is going to show with his finger, like point to Hashem. This is an additional niggin. This is a 2-for-1 niggin. Right, kivinu loy. We hope to him, and that he saved us, and Hashem kivinu loy, and we hope to him, and Nagila v'nismucha b'shuasai, and we're going to hopefully be happy with his Yeshua. So that's what's going to happen. In La'asid Love, they're going to have this circle. Yeah. So so that's and they're going to be that they're happy that the Rabbanu Shalom saved them. Okay. So then there's all sorts of stuff. Circle is everybody's equal. You have all those titles, right? There's a moral about it that a circle is equal. Nobody's any more important than the other, and each tzaddik brings his own tzidkis to the circle, and it's all revolving around the Rabbanu Shalom. Okay, we should have that bekarev b'yamein. Yeah, Hadron Allah for Shloisha Perakim, וסליקת מסכת תענית.
Does it have anything to do with? Does it have anything to do with why some people point by Zayis Torah to the Torah?
Oh, don't start that
you
now.
had to go there.
Liner.
Why we're talking about
ruined the whole siyum. You just ruined the whole simcha to siyum.
Yaakov, I heard
Naftali with the pinky or the finger? Did they point to Hashem with the pinky or to the finger?
First, let's get to the point there. I know that.
That's Boy with the finger.
Jacob, I heard a very nice shot today on what's his name, the Daf by Sruli.
Yeah.
He said about Rashi means when he just says it again, Hashem with the pointing like he says it's davening. He brought down a Makar that one of the Rashis in the beginning of the Masechta, the Rashi went to daven because he needed help to be able to with Taanis because there's so much Agadat done. He needed the Siyata D'Shmaya. And that's the pshat that he went to daven, and when he finished the Masechta, Hashem giving the line, he was
interesting.
It's Yaakov. I heard.
You didn't say who said that from.
He said it over from somebody.
We should make more simple together.
It's Yaakov.
Yeah.
No, man.
Go ahead.
I heard from Shmuel David Kelmer, b'shem his father, alav shalom. He said that's pshat in b'makom shebal tshuva omer in sadakam yachal lamoid. How's the lashon go?
Yeah.
It's like a string. Everybody's in a circle, but the Baal Tshuva cut his string and he had to make a knot to tie it again, and therefore it's shorter now. So he can't, a tzaddik gomer can't stand in his spot because it's like a circle. Everyone is equidistant, but a tzaddik can't stand in that spot because his string is longer than
longer because he didn't on top. That's interesting shot. He said it himself, Rabbi Kalama, or he said it
I don't know. Maybe it's could be that's Chafetz Chaim's shot, but I heard him say, his father's name.
Wow, that's very interesting.
20 years
interesting
ago.
shot. I hear.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Not to put a damper on it, but Yus just asked me, you finished the whole thing? I said, no, we have a long time for that. I said, maybe by your bar mitzvah. Wait, how old are you? He says he's 8. I said, oh, Taka, by your bar mitzvah.
Okay, Bez Hashem.
Well, they said tonight is officially 2 years.
In Hebrew calendar. I thought
in Hebrew calendar. That's what Eli Stefanski said that today.
Oh, yeah? I hear. He was by the wedding I was at last night. I didn't see him. But I know the guys were asking him kashas.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, not
You go to
Stefanski.
Ellie's this year and you're not in Hatzalah?
Not Stefanski. The other guy from Lakewood.
Tziyakov, you should
know.
I was going to do another shout out to Abba today. I was trying to get the Yankees announcer, and I was going to say, Abba, you're not getting a free Gemara if you join. I promised you that. We're not giving you a free.
Wait, Parrot said that video said Abba on it, no?
Yeah, it was for my brother.
Who was
Abba,
that guy? Who was that guy? That was great.
He's the Mets announcer.
He's the Mets baseball announcer.
How did you get to him?
Called
We're good
money.
buddies. We're very good buddies. Rabarin introduced us.
That's great, by the way. That was
Aaron
great.
from Queens.
Right.
Ayid?
He is a Yid.
Yavadi's a Yid.
You know what? To be funny, if you get him to do the
If he
daf,
has to speak in
you get him
Hebrew,
to do
we'll
the
all be
daf,
in
that'd be
trouble.
hysterical.
Kaplan, what are you doing on Stefanski's share if you're not in Hatzalah?
Why Stefanski sure you have to be in Hatzalah?
The Hawk, all of your Hatzalah guys on that share.
No, I listened to this Chazara. 8 minutes.
Hey, Baruch Hashem. All right. Fine. Okay. Good to
You
know.
only say the big hadron when you're in a minion?
Yes, Shikayach.
7 o'clock tomorrow, right? That's what it is.
Parrots,
Yeah.
I got to call you for a second.
Tago, somebody else says if it's interesting, it's not such a good thing. Someone said, let's put only the single guys were allowed to go down to look for a wife. It was before came to Rabbeinu Gershon.
I hear. So what are you tying up?
He said the pshat was that the people were still against it. Nobody
back
did it.
then?
No, even before the came to Rabbeinu Gershon, people didn't take more than one wife. It was so uncommon.
Smart. They mean they were smart back then.
Makes sense.
They realized, what do I need this for?
I hear.
Maybe women weren't a pain in the neck like they are now.
Oh, very good. Avi Santeg, nice to hear from you.
Oh, Avi's here. Oh, I didn't know if we were looking for comments about marriage. I didn't know we had Avi on.
Myself on mute.
Okay.
Avi, be careful what you say. You're about to end up outside.
This thing is being recorded, you know.
Avi could be promoting your book.
All right. Good night, everybody.
You don't say the whole hadron without a minion?
Sure you can. You could say it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Should we have said it? Did we do it the other time when we finished Masechet? I don't know if we did or
Yeah.
not. We did do it?
Not on shear. We didn't say it on shear.
No, you didn't say the whole thing on share.
Didn't? I thought maybe we did once.
I don't know. I've said it on Zoom before.
Yeah, I thought we did. You're right. We should have. Okay, Sean. Yeah. Okay, fine. I'm going to sign it off now.
Sure.
All right. Sei gesund.
Good night.